On a peaceful morning on February 20th, 1959, a police station located in the northern Ural Mountains of Russia received a phone call about a missing hiking expedition. This call would set the local authorities on a months-long journey to unravel one of the most profound mysteries in Russian history. Join us today as we delve into this enigmatic tale. It's a chilling winter night in the remote Ural Mountains of Russia. A group of 9 brave hikers, led by the charismatic Igor Dyatlov, embarks on an hiking adventure that will soon turn into a bone-chilling enigma. This is the story of the Dyatlov Pass Incident, a tale shrouded in mystery and intrigue, etching its place in history as one of the most perplexing and enduring enigmas of the 20th century. These 9 friends, bound by their shared love for adventure, harbored a grand aspiration: to conquer the towering Kolet Syakhl, a snow-clad peak in the heart of Russia's Ural Mountains. With meticulous planning that spanned months, they diligently inspected their gear, ensuring it was up to the task. Every detail was checked and rechecked, and they even pored over maps, plotting their route with great care. Guided by the experienced hand of their leader, Igor Dyatlov, a man who knew these mountains like the back of his hand, they eagerly set out on their expedition on the clear morning of January 23, 1959, their faces glowing with excitement, ready to face the unknown. The journey had begun, and the first days of hiking were quite an adventure. Imagine trudging through deep snow, feeling the biting cold winds on your face, and being surrounded by the beauty of the mountains. These friends were living the dream, laughing around campfires, cooking meals in the wild, and taking on each day's challenges with high spirits. It was like a winter wonderland, and they were on top of the world. But then came a night that would change everything. Picture a freezing night in early February 1959. The wind was howling like a ghost, and the cold was so fierce it could freeze your breath in an instant. Inside their tent, things got tense. It was like the calm before a storm, but it wasn't just the weather that scared them. Something unexplained was out there, lurking in the darkness. And on the night of February 1st to 2nd, 1959, they made a decision that they would later regret. They left the safety of their tent, dressed in little more than their night clothes, and stepped into a world of chaos and fear. When several days were passed and the hikers had failed to return as scheduled, their loved ones had contacted the authorities, sparking a massive search operation. The search and rescue teams immediately got into action to track the missing hikers. When they arrived at the campsite, what these rescue teams found was both haunting and perplexing. The hikers' tent was there, but it had been torn open from the inside. It looked like they had fled in a hurry, leaving behind their warm shelter. And then they began to discover the lifeless bodies of the hikers. It was a chilling scene, one that would deepen the mystery and set off a search for answers. As investigators combed through the eerie aftermath of that tragic night, they were faced with more questions than answers. Everyone wanted to know what had driven these hikers to leave their tent in such a hurry. It's a question that has puzzled experts and sparked countless theories over the years. Some people think it was avalanches, others suspect military involvement, and there are even theories about strange sounds called infrasound. And then, there are those who believe in something more mysterious, something beyond our understanding. But there's more to this mystery than meets the eye. As investigators examined the hikers' bodies and the eerie scene they left behind, they noticed something very strange. Some of the hikers had turned orange, and others had patches of gray hair. It was as if they had aged overnight. These unusual details have added another layer of mystery to the Dyatlov Pass Incident. What could have caused these bizarre changes in their appearance? The Dyatlov Pass hiking incident isn't just a mystery, it's become a legend. It's a story that's fascinated people all around the world. Books have been written about it, documentaries have been made, and even movies have been inspired by it. But what is it about this chilling tale that keeps us coming back for more? and how it continues to captivate our imaginations and send shivers down our spines. As we've journeyed through the chilling events of the Dyatlov Pass Incident, one thing is clear: it's a mystery that refuses to be solved. 64 years have passed since that fateful night, and the questions still linger. What drove these hikers from their tent? What caused the unusual changes in their bodies? Today, we've scratched the surface of this enduring enigma. Now it's your turn. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And if you've been intrigued by this story, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can join us in exploring more mysteries and adventures. The exact reason why the hikers left their tent on the tragic night of February 1st to 2nd, 1959, remains a mystery. The circumstances surrounding their decision to abandon the tent have been the subject of much speculation and debate. Some theories suggest that they were driven to leave the tent in a panic, possibly due to a perceived threat or danger, while others point to factors like weather conditions or infrasound as potential causes. However, no conclusive explanation has been established, and it remains one of the central hiking mysteries of the Dyatlov Pass Incident.